What's up, everybody? It is time for an after theater review. Before I get started, I want to give a special thank you, shout out to my medical patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to become a medical patron, the link is in the description below. I give early access to my videos and a preview of what the schedule is going to be here on my YouTube channel as well as the blog. And I also put exclusive videos there as well, such as unboxings, behind the scenes, car vlogs, etc., that you can have. And there's also other little perks pertaining to request and streaming and whatnots. So that's the thing. If you're interested, you can totally hop on that bandwagon. But if you just want to do the bare minimum, you can hit that subscribe button below. I post videos on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes I sneak a little extra something in the week. And you'll never know when that happens unless you subscribe. So this is the second K-pop movie I've seen in the theater, so this was like super exciting to check out. The first one I got to see was one of the BTS movies. I don't remember the title of it, but I'll put like a, movie poster there. I have yet to talk about it on the blog or on the channel, but I'm sure one day I will get around to it. I just am backlog queen, prince of backlogs. I'm bad at it. You get the picture. So this is Monsta X's The Dreaming movie. I know they were gearing up for their tour, the Dreaming Tour, here in the US, North America, what have you. And of course it got pushed back because of COVID. And now they have revitalized it for this year. And I kinda am still tempted to go, but the journey there is quite lengthy, and I just do not want to take that trip to the DFW area because I'm planning on going that direction at least once or twice, hopefully just the once, but we'll see. I am not going to be talking too much about the actual group. I'm going to try to focus mainly on the movie. So forgive me for holding my commentary on some of the performances, on how I feel about the members, so on and so forth. There are reasons that I'm doing that because of a little series that I do on this channel, and they're going to be included in that. So I will be talking about them more in depth at a later time. It's already set in my schedule. I've already done most of the research for it, so I just gotta do like the other half and like write some notes. So there you go. So the Dreaming movie was just a gift to the Mon Babies, which are the fans of Monsta X, because of the tour being postponed, and they just wanted to do something special for the fans, and I thought that was super cool. It was brought to my attention by a friend, so I want to thank them so much for bringing this to my attention, because normally I'm pretty on top of it when it comes to these sorts of things, but missed out. So I'm glad that we all got to go see this movie together. This also was leading toward the promotion of the same title second English album called The Dreaming, which was available on Target because I saw so many ads about it on my Instagram. Thank you, algorithm. So I'm not complaining. I think that's just super cool, and I think they're probably the only K-pop group that has released 2 English albums. Can't comment on content of the albums, unfortunately, but I can give a sprinkle of opinion of some of these songs and performances. So a little snippet of my relationship with Monsta X without going into too much detail because I will be doing that later. I am aware of Monsta X. I have listened to them since debut. I fell off, lost track, got back on track recently because of YouTube series, and there you go. That's all I gotta say. What I can say is when they debuted, I liked them, and there were some things that there were some releases that I like more than others, but that's pretty common for, most music. You're not gonna like everything. There's gonna be, some stuff that, is a miss, but some are a hit, so it's been a fun time going through their whole discography, including solos. Still gotta watch the music videos. Anyway, so going into the Dreaming movie, I didn't really know members' names very well. I kind of somewhat know a couple through osmosis, through friends. I was familiar with some songs, but majority of them I did not know, so it was, nice to be, introduced to them in a different setting of getting to know their personalities and also, fusing their musicianship or how they are on stage. If you want to hear my first impression of this, definitely join Patreon. I do card vlogs of these things that I see in the theater. The beginning of this movie was the perfect start for, I think, fans and people who are curious, people that are me, people that casually like them, know a little bit about them, want to know more. They started the movie with a performance of Gambler, which was, whoa. It was much. I've never heard the song, I've never seen the music video, but I was definitely intrigued. They don't know what to do. I'ma have some up my knee. The rule of movies is the first 15 minutes of the movie are the most important part. It's supposed to capture you and keep your attention and keep you interested in watching the rest of it. And this performance definitely did that, and I was like, oh, man, I've been really sleeping on. Wake up! I need to. This is a good entry point. This performance was just absolutely amazing. I liked it a lot. It reminded me of their appeal and why they're popular. They know how to do a mature sexy concept, but not be too sexual, more sensual, but enticing and intriguing. And I just liked it. It was really good opening. I enjoyed, I guess, just to talk about just performances very briefly. Yes, this was supposed to help promote the English album, so they did incorporate some tracks from the Dreaming album, such as You Problem. Let's see what else. Yeah, well, thank you. You Problem, One Day, think Whisper in the Dark's on there as well. I think Stand Up was too. I'm trying to remember the track listings without actually looking. But they do have a nice mixture of some of their older stuff, but it's not too old. And of course promoting the stuff that's gonna be, or that is on the Dreaming album. So they had, of course, Gambler, Love Killer, Dramarama, and I think Secret was another one that's an old one, but I'm not sure. Could be wrong, that could be on the new one, but they had a nice balance of all of them, of songs. One thing they mentioned was like how long they've been together and the ups and downs. They did not mention anything about Wonho, which I know like there was a controversy about him and then he left the group or he got kicked out of the group. I don't remember what the story was. It's still kind of muddled in my brain. I know I even looked it up after the movie, like what happened with Wonho in Monsta X, because I knew something happened. I remember seeing it pop up on Asian Junkie. Do I remember the details? No. Still don't remember the details. I'll have to look it up. I'll put an editor's note. I'm sorry, Editor Miko, that you have to do work and, you know, me and my incompetent, like, memory, I guess that just wasn't that important to remember what happened with Wonho. But they don't really mention anything about it, and I thought that was kind of weird, but I guess that's kind of appropriate. I mean, he's living his best life doing his solo stuff, so I guess everyone is in a good place. They do mention Shonu, which is something I kind of like laughed at a little bit while I was logging it into my Letterboxd. By the way, follow me on Letterboxd. That if you are a Shonu fan and you came to go see The Dreaming and you were looking forward to seeing him, that he is barely in the movie, and it was because he was enlisting and he was doing his military service during the filming. So yeah, there's not a lot of Shonu, which is fine. But they do mention it, how it's different performing without him and how they had to like adjust with their performances and who was going to sing what line and who was going to be where and choreography, so on and so forth. And they showed off the process of how they were doing the album and how they were you know, rearranging the vocals and stuff, and how, like, what their personalities are like. So I got to see, like, Juhani be the perfectionist that he is in the studio, but also being a complete goofball. So I can see his appeal, as well as the other guys. I totally can see the appeal of all their different personalities, and I've had some, you know, questionable shifts in my biases, so I'm looking forward to talking about that. But it was great to see, like, their personalities and their chemistries together, because I wasn't familiar with that, and I never, like, looked up any interviews or clips or vlogs or anything like that. So that was super cool. And of course they're like most K-pop groups or just any musician or whatever, they are very passionate about their fans and they wanted to produce a very, you know, good product, and that's why they were making this movie, and I appreciate that. I was also slowly learning names to members' faces. This was a thing that happened when I went to go see the first K-pop movie, which was the BTS one, because back then I actually only knew like 3 out of the 7 members, which is terrible. Just awful. This is why I called myself a fake army, because I just decided not to learn any of the members' names, but, you know, I have my reasons, and I don't know if I'll ever get into that, anywhere on this channel or blog or whatever. But let's see, they also showed some like footage of how they put together the performances, as far as like lighting, setting, costuming, makeup, etc., etc., that goes into doing live performances. And they mentioned how it's just really weird not to have like an audience watch them perform. They're just trying to give the same energy and passion that they normally would do in a live performance with, you know, all their mom babies and, you know, fans that are waiting to be mom babies and so on and so forth. So that was, you know, nice to hear, and it felt really genuine. That, like, I've heard that many a times, especially like watching, you know, certain TV shows where they're used to having a live studio audience, because I watch The Daily Show like every morning, and you know, they've mentioned like it's just really weird to like tell a joke and you don't hear other people's laughter, so I can totally see that. I mean, I do that here in my room all the time for you guys, talking to an audience that isn't really there, laughing at my own dumb jokes. So anyway, I really enjoyed the Dreaming. I would love to have it in a physical form because I thought it was pretty cool and unique, and I wouldn't mind like showing that to like Maja and expanding her horizons of different groups since she's, you know, obsessed with BTS and all. But I found it really intriguing, and, you know, getting to know the members and learning their, you know, personalities and stuff. I don't mind the lack of Shonu. I think it adds a different dynamic to dealing with a member being out and serving in the military, because it's an inevitable thing that happens with these male K-pop groups. You never really hear too much about the ins and outs of adjusting to having a member missing. You just kind of see the finished product, and most of the time you notice like something's off, something's missing. For someone with untrained ears to Monsta X's catalog and listening and watching their performances and stuff, I honestly couldn't tell you what flavor was missing that Shonu like contributed to their songs. And I'm not saying that because he doesn't contribute anything, it's just because I wasn't familiar with the material at the time, so I couldn't even tell you what the difference is. I mean, as far as like in comparison to me being a longtime EXO fan from the very beginning all the way until present and keeping up with all of their releases and listening to stuff, I could instantly tell something is different when certain members are out, are not included. Spoiler, like, I haven't listened to the full special album like Can't Fight the Feeling. I could tell that listening to song, to me, it was slightly underwhelming because it's missing some key voices that could elevate the song. It's just kind of there, it's kind of bland, it doesn't have that special razzmatazz or whatever, I don't know, pizzazz to it. I could tell as someone who was a hardcore EXO-M fan when when members left or the K members took over that part, like stuff just sounded different, sounded off or whatever. So I'm sure maybe mom babies like noticed that there was a difference or something missing when Shonu was out. But for me, I couldn't honestly tell. It just sounded seamless, like it was always like that, so I do enjoy that, so that's something. I'm not, of course, taking away from Shonu's talent. I'm sure he contributes a lot to the group, but my ears are untrained to their music, so listening to their stuff after the fact, I don't think I could honestly tell you what, you know, is missing, because they just made it sound so seamless, and plus they, you know, rearranged and recorded to work out that way, and I think that just shows how talented they are. There you go. If you are able to check out Monsta X's The Dreamy movie, I highly recommend it. Whether you're a K-pop fan, whether you're a Monsta X fan, I thought it was very good. It further pushed me to check out the gaps that I was missing from not really keeping up with them consistently as far as their releases of music videos and their discography. So that just made me very excited. and I'm glad that they are having the success that they are around the world, and I hope they continue to grow and become more popular and well known, and I don't know, maybe reach the success of BTS. I don't know. It would be nice to have other groups have such exposure, but that's a topic for another day, and I cannot wait to talk about that. But nonetheless, if you have seen Monsta X's The Dreaming, please let me know what you thought about it, because I thought it was really fantastic and well put together, and I enjoyed the songs, I enjoyed getting to know them, and their personalities, and their chemistry together, and how they, like, just watching the whole process of the performances and stuff. If it ever becomes available physically, I definitely will be jumping on that because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to more K-pop movies coming to the theater. Currently, 17 is going to be releasing one at the end of this month as I'm filming this, so I'm looking forward to checking that out, and Maja's going to be joining me as well, and she's only listened to I think 2 of the 17 songs that I've shown her of so far as music videos, and they're also another group that I started with them in the beginning with their debut and just kind of petered off and didn't really keep up with their releases. So I'm going to have fun catching up with them at some point, and maybe they'll be an entry for my MMC collection. So anyway, enough rambling. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I definitely would love to hear your thoughts of what you think of Monsta X's The Dreaming movie. Also, you can leave your thoughts of what you thought of the album as well. I'll be honest with you, I probably will not say too much of my opinion on it because I'm saving it for the big video. So stay tuned for that, and you'll never know when I post it unless you subscribe. Just a little reminder. Anyway, everyone, please take care. Thank you again for watching. Peace.